Wangwan, 𝐷𝑂𝐸𝑆 friends. What's up? What's happening? I am channeling that song right now. I don't remember. It wasn't Crime Mob. It was, they don't even make music anymore. But it was like, what's up? What's up? What's happening? Put it in the comments if y'all know who that was. Like, it was a duo, a male rap group duo from like the I wouldn't say the mid to late 90s they came out, but they ain't make too much music. I know they was from the South. But anyway, if you did not check out my other video as far as the purposes the 16th, the Day of the Towers message and energy, please go check that out. So this video is to show you how to give you some ideas to inspire and or trigger you on how to use and utilize this energy. Okay, so the Day of the Tower, the whole purpose of the Day of the Tower, as I mentioned, is overall to have those heart-to-heart conversations and stuff with yourself and within yourself, so that way you can move forward more confidently, because Mars energy is all about confidence, having high self-esteem, but not just high self-esteem, healthy high self-esteem, because that's the difference. We can have high self-esteem, but where does it stem from? Is it stemming because there's a lot of people who have high self-esteem, but because of the physical experiences that they've been through and stuff, it's still attached to negative memories, negative things in their Akashic records, meaning in their energetic, excuse me y'all, my eye is itching. It's attached to negative memories, negative energies that's embodied in their energetic DNA, meaning your zodiac placements, where you're still learning how to, where you came into this lifetime to have a healthier understanding of it, so that way you can move on and move forward with more peace in this physical time, in this physical lifetime of yours, friend. So and so therefore, you know, you see people who have high confidence, they believe in themselves and stuff, but they may use people to get what they want. Because let's say, you know, it's somebody who considers themselves extremely good looking or very good looking, you know, but yet they got a nasty ass attitude. That's because of the simple fact that they haven't learned to, and they're still learning how to love themselves unconditionally. That's why they you know, they still love themselves with conditions, you know. So their self-esteem may come from an unhealthy place where they look at themselves, ergo they're going to look at others with certain conditions, like you have to have this certain type of look like me in order to be considered quote unquote successful in life, you know, for whatever they associate successful to be. Or you have to have this type of job, or I have to have this type of job. You know, they're loving themselves unconditionally. They have not learned to accept themselves from wherever they're at, no matter if it's a place of low vibration or high vibration. They haven't learned how to love themselves, or you may not have learned how to love themselves, because we're talking about self. When it comes to our souls, you have not learned how to love yourself, or you might know somebody like that, so it's both, you know, to love yourself where from a place where you're more accepting and stuff. And that's what the Tower card could be teaching you. The Tower card energy could be teaching you, you know. Like, for example, for me, I'm still working on it. As always, everything is a work in process. You just get better at it. The more you apply yourself and do the work, inner work, first and foremost, the more you can see, the more you've released yourself of those unhealthy energies, that you've reconfigured and recalibrated your energy, you know, so that way you can move healthier. But anyway, and I was bringing myself up because of the fact that you know, at one point in time I associated success to working very hard, having multiple jobs, and then and stuff, and having a lot of money, because of course we all want money, you know, but not realizing that I was sacrificing my energy for temporary comfort. You're constantly separate, you know. So therefore, you know, I look at my kids as learning that lesson, because my oldest child, she suffered when she was first born up until the age of 5 with chronic asthma. And so she was in and out of the hospital like damn near every time the seasons changed, especially when it turned fall and winter time. You know, every 3 to 4 months she had to be hospitalized, and I'd be damned if I was leaving my baby you know, my toddler in a hospital by themselves and stuff, because I don't know you. You know, you got me effed up for real, you know. And I understand, you know, people, and that's the thing, when they say your kids is your lessons and your blessings, that's something I had to learn, and it triggered so many other lessons at that time I did not know, I was not aware of, because of where I was mentally and emotionally at and stuff. The contracts that I was creating, co-signing on, annewing, re-annewing, and things like that, mentally, you know, and energetically. Subconsciously, I was operating. I was still asleep, as they say. I was still asleep in so many ways. But my whole point is like the tower moments, the things that we consider as lessons, I mean, as challenges and obstacles, and like areas within us that not within us, but that it is within us that we created long time ago, or we signed contracts to experience long time ago and stuff, that it has an effect on us in various points and aspects of our lives. Like I said, for me, looking back at when my oldest child was getting those chronic illnesses, and you know, of course, like I said, I'm not going to leave my child by herself, because I don't know you, you know. Yes, you're the nurse. Yes, you're the doctor. But at the end of the day, I do not know you. That's just the type of person I want. So I had to sacrifice many jobs. I lost so many jobs. And my husband at that time, their dad, he lost jobs too and stuff. And we had to become very dependent on family and stuff. But looking back, that was just a lesson to learn I had to learn at that time. Looking back, that was my tower. And though it looked like something bad, but at the same time it was something good, because at the end of the day, I was there for one of the most important people, one of my A1 since day ones, my first A1 since day one, as I call my kids, when they needed me and needed their dad, you know. Well, I ain't gonna say the most, but at that time the most, you know. And it also taught me like the importance of I saw love in a totally different way. It was a lesson of loving unconditionally, because see, by me sacrificing my job, even though yes, I needed to work, money is not everything. If you don't, if your child's health is in jeopardy, you know. And thank goodness we have supportive family, or you know, my family is very supportive. But my whole point is whatever challenges you're going through, whatever hardships you're going through right now, my main point is to look at what you're going through. That's what the tower moment is. Look at what you're going through and figure and look at it from a deeper perspective than just the physical, as oh, I'm experiencing this and I don't not want to, because we never want to, of course. Who wants to go through bad times? Nobody. But in order to overcome it and stuff, you have to look at it from a deeper perspective. So look at who's involved. and stuff. And that's where you have to take a deeper look at, okay, what is my soul contract with this person? How does this person affect my life if it involves somebody else? What is this experience really teaching me, you know? And if you and also look at the areas where you're experiencing balance, you're experiencing success, and really reevaluate, is it a healthy success? Are you sacrificing something? And if so, what are you sacrificing? Because like I said, at one point in time, I was sacrificing, I was working multiple jobs, and I always was the type, I had to have money. I'm sorry, I cannot be dependent. I never was the type to be dependent on no man and stuff, no matter who it was that I was with and stuff. Well, predominantly my husband at the time, you know, I was with him the most out of all my life, majority of my life, especially my adult life, you know. And I learned a lot of lessons with him and through him, and our experience at that time and stuff, as well about myself and about him, and how our energy played off of each other. So that's what the Tower moment is. That's my main point. That's what the Tower moment is wanting to show you. You know, what are you creating and co-creating within yourself, and if it's somebody else, that person, you know, because at the end of the day, I kind of getting back to what I said in the first video. Sorry if I'm all over the place, but I'm spitting out the messages as they come to me. So I hope I'm not too confusing. But in the last video, I was talking about how I had mentioned briefly how I don't believe in karmic contracts and karmic people, because at the end of the day, we made high vibrational and low vibrational contracts with people, because there's something that no matter who it is, we are needing to learn about ourselves individually and independently and interdependently. That's why you gravitate to so many people, and or you have your closest family members. Those are the ones you really need to pay attention to, those who are very close to you and stuff, and what your lessons are with that person, which is kind of why I brought up the fact of my child and stuff, my oldest child. And so the Tower moment is showing you, okay, what are you creating? And it's asking you or wanting to show you, you know, to in a subconscious way, more, you know, in a very subtle way. Because remember, energy is, especially peaceful energy, is quiet. It's not that obvious. You got to pay the stuff that's in your face. That's where your experience, the obvious parts of you, we're going to notice that. But you got to look at the underlying energy, which is, you're only going to notice that when you go within, which is what the magician does, because the magician is able to create, because a magician knows what he or she has to do in the physical realms, or they take note of what's going on in the physical realms to create the mass, which means the thoughts, and the volume, which is our emotions, that gives it the to create. But you want to always be aware of what you're creating and co-creating within yourself first, to have a better understanding of what you're going through as far as hardships or challenges, and the aspect you're at, like, meaning where are you're at in your life, where you're looking at it from a more healthier perspective. Are you looking at life from a healthier perspective, meaning you're looking at it through the eyes of your souls? You know, how do you use your discernment? I'm all over the place. I hope I'm being clear, friend. How do you use your discernment and stuff? Because your discernment, which is your third eye, is letting you know how either closed-minded or open-minded you are. Those who go within and really do the inner work, you're going to be way more open-minded. And so, well, I ain't gonna say way more, because some of us are not ready to face our inner quote-unquote demons and stuff. So, but it's so you could heal your energy, your energy, period. Your etheric DNA. Those hard ripples, that's what I'm hearing, the hard emotions that you did not learn thus far in your current life and in your past lives. Okay, back to point, bringing this all full circle. So today, the energy with the Tower card is wanting you to look at your soul contracts, meaning aka your physical life experience so far, and who's involved, where, from both, in all areas of your life, the areas where you're successful at, to make sure that it's stemming from a place that's healthy, from a place that's balanced, that's a place of peace, that's creating peace. You know, what are you sacrificing to create that success in your life? And if it's coming from a place that is unhealthy, as per my example in regards to me mentioning how I used to work good jobs, but I had multiple jobs. I've always been a worker. I've always been ambitious. I've always been about that money, you know. But but my kids, I've realized over time, part of the purposes of me having kids was to sit my ass down. That's what I'm hearing right now. To sit my ass down and really evaluate, because at the end of the day, I try my best to not put anything above my kids. You know, I always have been that type of person where nothing's gonna, I try to do my best, but sometimes when we're adults, we don't realize how much our adult life affects our kids. So and then that's their attitude towards us and how they treat us is reflected back to us in some type of way, shape, or form, whether it's healthy or unhealthy. If they don't listen to you, guess what? That's because that's a reflection of how much you're not listening to yourself. Period, point blank. And stuff. Looking at it from an energetic perspective, from a spiritual perspective and stuff. When your kids are respectful and stuff, that's a reflection of the respect you have for yourself, ergo the respect that you give them. Like my kids and stuff, they're pretty respectful now that I've raised them to speak their mind and things, because that's what we teach our kids, speak your mind. But looking at it deeper and stuff, at the time I was raising them to speak their mind, or not was, but I am raising them to speak their mind because of the fact that when I was younger, I did not fully speak my mind, because my mind always operated different from everybody else. And growing up, I grew up in a very strict religion, so therefore it was like, okay, we grew up as Jehovah's Witnesses, and then on top of that, my grandparents was very strict with my mom and my aunties and uncles. So my mom was already strict, so it was like, you could be everything you want to be, but no, you can't do that. You can't do that, you know. So it's very contradictive. So the Tower moment is also at saying, hey, why don't really look at what you're really teaching? You know, are you teaching something that's healthy, or is it unhealthy too? You know, that's how I feel like the Tower is too. How are you operating? Overall, it's to help you get a deeper perspective and take a deeper look at both the healthy parts of your life and the unhealthy parts of your life, and where it stems from. So that way you move forward more confidently. You could create way better plans, because remember, the Chariot energy is the underlining energy, and you're always going to operate from a place of balance. Because if you're wherever you're experiencing success at, if it's not stemming from a place of balance, then guess what? You're going to eventually, it's going to catch up with you because you never learned that lesson, and you're going to experience some type of hardship within yourself in some type of way, shape, or form. For me, it was it affected my kids and stuff, you know, my first child, and I had to learn and go through the experience, even though at that time I didn't realize it, you know, but it followed me and showed up in my life in other ways and shapes and forms and other experiences that still had a negative effect on me because I had not learned that lesson and stuff. But at first, it showed up first that I was I was making money and things like that, and things but I wasn't balanced. So therefore, I really wasn't creating true abundance and true prosperity within my life because I was sacrificing my time and my energy and giving my time and my energy away in an unhealthy way because I was always tired. I was overdoing it. I saw money as from a conditioned loving place and stuff. So therefore, I had to learn how to love myself more through my child and stuff. Like I said, because I would do anything for my child, but I didn't learn how to do that for myself until these past couple of years and stuff, because I placed a lot on energy in other people and other things, and I had to learn a lot of hard lessons and stuff about life, like true life, the way it's supposed to be, and how to really love myself in a more unconditional way, and to be patient with myself and stuff through my child first, and through my relationship with their father, in so many ways. But really take a deep look at, okay, what you're experiencing with your right now, who's involved. Like, let's say it's your mom. 22 minutes. Let's say you're experiencing something with your parents. Okay, when it comes to these soul contracts, the people show up in our lives for a certain reason, and they're like, your mom is your mom because for a certain reason, rather and stuff. They're supposed to be showing you the healthy and unhealthy aspects of you. Same with your other half, you know, and I'll get more into that later. Oh man, so that way these videos will make more sense. I can't fit it all into this video. Matter of fact, I'm probably gonna do it today. Yeah, so y'all can have a deeper understanding of what I'm talking about, and you could really utilize the surrounding energy to move better within yourself, to be more fluid, to move more fluidly within yourself, because you're more fluent with your love language for yourself. Therefore, you'll be more fluid in your love language with others, and be able to flow through life more harmoniously with yourself in a physical aspect, because you've learned how to flow more harmoniously with yourself internally. And when people come around that have not learned how to do it themselves, for themselves first and foremost, you'll know how to work with them a lot better. You know, that's what life is really all about. That's what the soul came to do and experience and stuff in the physical form. Okay, that I'm getting into other things, but that's all I wanted. I hope I made sense to you all, because I'm a witchy person. You know, I'm a real witchy person, and I go with the flow of energy. And you know, like on the TV shows, real witches talk in riddles. Things don't make sense until you're ready to make it make sense. So if it don't hit you and you're like, I have no idea what she's talking about, she's all over the place, that's okay. You know, I don't mean to be confusing, and I know what I'm talking about, but it says when you learn about energy and how it flows, and you really operate to operate in your energy and stuff, or learn to operate more, you'll get it and stuff. So my messages are, I know it's not going to hit everybody the same way. For those of you who if I did confuse you, I apologize and stuff. And so I just flow. I flow. All right, stay blessed.